I don't know if you've watched any of my other videos, but I've mentioned that I'm a person who believes in spirituality. I'm a pretty spiritual person. I have a faith in the universe, as I call it. You can call it God, Allah, whatever you want. The universe, for me, it's the same thing. It's source energy. And I have my own understanding of it, as I'm sure we all do, based on personal experience, mostly, obviously. And my faith is kind of magic based, as in I feel like I really do communicate with the non-physical part of me, and I really try to manifest and live my life in union with my inner being, spirit, whatever you want to call it, that immaterial part of me. And so I often see the magic of life. I see a lot of things happen in my life that seem like serendipity or literal magic. And I share these experiences with people, and some people understand. Some people are on that level, and some people just think it's hoo-ha, the atheists of the world. Although I've talked to quite a few, and I see there is a spark inside of them. There's that inner child, that inner being that wants to come out, that wants to be seen, heard, acknowledged. And I just want to talk about faith a bit and how I kind of explain it to people, how they can increase the magic in their lives and how I got to this point. Before we dive into the topic of faith, how about we take a deep breath together, please? Inhale. And exhale. All right, I'm ready to be receptive. I'm Angel, welcome. And I would like to discuss with you faith and magic, the magic of life, and how to increase serendipity and the visibility, the exposure to magic in your life. Life is just more fun that way, right? Don't you want your life to be more fun? I think if you're watching this, you do, and you're curious about it, which means you're open, and that's beautiful. Obviously, we all have our understandings of the world, the universe, life. Each and every one of them is right. Again, it goes back to perspective, and I made a whole video about that if you want to check it out, how we're all viewing the same thing, life, an elephant, from different vantage points. And they're all valid in their own way. It's just sometimes you're looking at the butt of the elephant, which isn't the nicest part, or you're looking at the front or from the side, or underneath. I don't know. You can choose to shift yourself. You can't shift the elephant. You can't shift life, but you can shift yourself, your perspective, and the angle from which you view life. I hope that English was correct. And so I was curious about faith, about God, about all these concepts. I was raised Catholic. And then when I went to college, I would say I was not very religious at all, but still had this curiosity about religion. And then throughout life, I was open to hearing about other religions, about how other people see things, do things. I remember watching a documentary by Oprah called Believe, I think. And it was just a docuseries about different belief systems around the world and exploring the commonalities between them, which I thought was beautiful. And I just felt like the common thread behind everything was connectivity, was God, and was something that's bigger than us and higher than us. But I hadn't really had my own experience with said connectivity until 2018 hit, and I developed panic disorder, anxiety that crippled me and just made me, I just could not live. Let's just put it that way. I was kind of forced to stop the momentum of life, to go within, to try to find answers. I started to read books like Eckhart Tolle's books, started watching Tony Robbins videos and other philosophers and people of this nature. And at the time, a close friend and colleague of mine was big in the world of law of attraction, and him and his twin brother were actually speakers and teachers of law of attraction. And I remember he recommended I look into a few books, including books by Abraham Hicks. I remember him explaining the whole concept of like a spirit or energy speaking through a woman being channeled, and I was just like, woo-woo, strange. Okay, alien things. But yeah, so during my recovery, I actually listened to Abraham Hicks's book called Money and the Law of Attraction. And it went way beyond money. It was about how to live life, how to perspective, changing yourself, changing everything. And it just, my spiritual awakening, my spiritual journey really took off and exponentially blossomed from there. And as I changed my way of talking, of seeing, of being in the world, more and more the world, or rather the universe, was talking back to me because I was ready to listen. I wanted answers. I wanted connection. I wanted to be saved. I wanted to understand. I wanted to heal. I wanted to be more empowered in my life. And I got that from asking and being receptive, especially. So it's a journey, right? I remember what it was like to be an atheist, and then rather agnostic. I wouldn't say I was ever totally atheist. Didn't want to deny the existence of something else. Just didn't have my own opinion about it. It's kind of like a door that's cracked open, and I was hoping for answers, and I got them. So now I'm in a very spiritual, very connected to the universe, inner being, source energy kind of mindset, and I love it. I love my life. It's so fun. It's magical. I just really trust and, work on my trust regularly. The rational system that I live in works. It's consistent. It's extremely consistent, extremely coherent, maybe even more so than like science. It's not what we are formatted or taught in schools, in our families, in our homes, for many of us. So I feel like I'm going against the grain in a certain sense. I mean, obviously having Catholic parents, they are people who believe in some sort of magic, who believe in some sort of higher power. So we communicate, but we use different words. I'll say the universe, and, the universe has spoken to me. My mom will say, God showed me this in a dream. You see, it's like we're experiencing life kind of the same way, but with different terminology and a different perspective, a different side of the elephant, but not that far off. So I wanted to just give you a backstory, I guess, explain my journey before I explain how I perceive faith in a way that I explain to people who aren't of faith. So one thing I like to do is pull these sort of oracle cards with my best friend. And these oracle cards kind of give us guidance. We've been doing this for months now, and it has been extremely consistent, very powerful. And sometimes the results are shocking. But when I say consistent, it's very I can't even get into it, but it's amazing. And quite regularly, we've had newcomers or guests pull cards with us, people who've either been open or semi-open, kind of like, I'm open, but I'm not going to admit it, who want to see what the cards have to say for them. We've had people who are very connected, and we've had people that are absolutely not connected, and the results of the cards show that. A connected person will have cards that speak to them. A non-connected person will have very random batches, right? And it's kind of like the person who doesn't believe, their mindset is already, they're on that channel that they're tuned into idon'tbelieve.fm. If you want to understand that radio reference, check out the perspective video that I mentioned earlier. So yeah, if you're tuned to that idon'tbelieve.fm, everything that's going to happen is going to prove to you that you're right. So obviously you're going to pull tarot cards, oracle cards, whatever. You're not going to get anything tangible, any results that make sense, because that's what you're expecting to see. But if you're on iwannabelieve.fm, you might get some interesting results that will make you more of a believer. And if you're on ibelieveandiknow.fm, them results are going to be screaming at you. It's just going to be obvious. I see faith, because that's what we're talking about, right? It's some kind of a faith. Faith is believing in something that is intangible or unproven, according to, I guess, scientific basis. What does proven mean? What if it is proven to you, but on a spiritual level? Anyways, whatever. I'm not going to get into the semantics of it. But basically, I see faith like I see Wi-Fi or having a phone data cell connection. The more bars you have, the more Wi-Fi bars you have, the stronger your Wi-Fi connection, the faster your pages load, the more access to content you have on the internet, right? You can download movies, songs really fast. You don't even notice that you're doing it. It's just you think of content and it's there, right? I see faith in the same way. So if you're trying to do cards and you have no faith, you have a 1-bar connection to faith, you have just no trust in the process, it's going to be like a extremely slow loading web page. And what happens when you load a page and it's just white? You get frustrated and you exit the browser. You're like, ugh, there's nothing there. The internet sucks. And a lot of people say that, like faith sucks or none of it is real. And they just have this negative view of it because they're not connected to it at all. Seeing it like that for me made super sense. And I keep telling people sometimes I'm on that 5G faith, 5God, faith connection, just super powered, and I get proven results. People can tell you, attest to the things that have happened around me. But sometimes I'm low. Sometimes I have doubts and fears that get in my way, just like interference when you have, obstacles between your computer and your router. You can have 1 bar and then your internet is super slow. And those obstacles, it's like fear inside of us. And that keeps us from our faith. It keeps us from our alignment, our connection to source, to who we really are. It's a logical brain, a rational way of seeing something spiritual. That's faith-based, I think. I don't know what you think of the concept, and I am curious to find out how many bars are in your faith meter. I don't know what to call it. How many bars are you receiving? How much faith do you have inside of you? I want you to drop some little Wi-Fi connection, whatever emojis in the comment section. If you have anything else to share, feel free. My God, I can't say this. Feel free. Got it out. To share in the comment section. Would love to hear from you. Like this video, subscribe to Mangelsays if you haven't already for more content, and I will see you in the next just bouillabaisse of conversation that I like to create. Mwah. Take care of yourself. Bye.